Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most rewarding and, honestly, one of the easiest crops you can possibly grow at home: garlic. We're going to cover the whole journey, from sticking a single clove in the ground to pulling up a beautiful, flavorful bulb that's ready to transform your cooking. So, let's get into it.
So, here's the game plan. We've got 5 simple sections. First, we'll talk about the allure of garlic, why you should even bother. Then, we'll get into preparing for success. After that, it's the step-by-step of planting, followed by the big summer harvest, and we'll wrap it all up with some amazing ways to use that fresh garlic in your kitchen.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the allure of garlic. We're about to find out exactly why this humble little bulb is a total superstar in the garden.
So, really? Why grow your own garlic? I mean, you can just buy it at the store, right? Well, sure, but beyond just having it fresh, there are some seriously compelling reasons to give this plant a little patch of soil in your yard.
Homegrown garlic is what I'd call a true triple threat. First off, the flavor, it is on a whole other level. It's so much more intense and complex than the stuff you get at the grocery store. Second, it is jam-packed with health benefits. It's famous for helping your immune system and your heart. And third, and this is a really cool bonus, it's a fantastic neighbor in the garden. Its strong smell naturally keeps pests like aphids away from your other plants. It's like having a tiny, delicious security guard.
And yeah, it's not just about the taste. Garlic is a nutritional powerhouse. It's loaded with things like vitamin C and B6, plus minerals like manganese and selenium. Now, just a quick heads up here, this is all just for your information. It's definitely not medical advice. So for any real health guidance, please, talk to a professional. Okay, moving on to Section 2. Preparing for success. I'm telling you, the secret to an amazing garlic harvest is all in the prep work. If you get this foundation right, the rest is honestly a walk in the park.
First things first, you've got to choose your player. Are you Team Hardneck or Team Softneck? Hardneck garlic has a really strong, hot flavor, and it grows this hard central stalk. We call it a scape, and it's delicious, by the way. But it only stores for about 3 months. On the other hand, Softnecks have a milder taste, no stalk, and they can store for 6 months or even longer. They're the ones you see braided.
Now, here's a word you might want to know, especially if you live somewhere warm or you forgot to plant in the fall: vernalization. It sounds super scientific, but don't worry. All it means is giving your garlic a fake winter by popping it in the fridge for about a month. This cold snap is absolutely crucial. Without it, the bulb just won't divide into those individual cloves you want.
Garlic isn't super fussy, but it does have a few preferences for its perfect home. For starters, it loves sun. We're talking at least 6 hours of direct sunlight every day. The soil needs to be loose and well-drained. Garlic absolutely hates having wet feet, so mixing in some compost can really help with that. And finally, it likes a soil pH that's pretty neutral, somewhere in that 6.0 to 7.0 range.
Okay, our prep work is officially done. Let's get to the fun part in Section 3, from clove to plant. This is where we get our hands dirty. And trust me, this process is so simple.
Getting the cloves ready is a total breeze. Just grab a healthy bulb of garlic. First, you'll peel off that main papery wrapper holding it all together. Then, carefully separate the individual cloves. Now here's the most important part. Leave that little papery skin on each clove. That's its protective jacket for when it goes into the soil.
It really helps to understand garlic's life cycle. The garlic we grow for bulbs is treated like an annual crop. The perfect time to plant is in the fall, about 6 to 8 weeks before your first big frost. That gives it time to grow some roots before it goes to sleep for the winter. Then, when spring rolls around, you'll see green shoots pop up and they'll grow like crazy. And then, summer. That's harvest time.
Actually, putting it in the ground is as easy as 1, 2, 3. First, make a little hole in your soil. Second, and listen, this is the most critical part, place the clove with the flat rooty end facing down and the pointy end facing up. Pointy to the sky. If you plant it upside down, it's going to have a really hard time. Finally, just cover it up with soil and give it a gentle pat.
So let's lock in those little details. You want to give each clove enough space to grow into a nice big bulb, so plant them about 4 to 6 inches apart. How deep? Well, that depends on where you live. 1 to 2 inches deep if you're in a warm climate, but a little deeper, 3 or 4 inches if you get cold winters. And last but not least, add a nice thick layer of mulch. Think of it as a cozy winter blanket for your garlic.
After a few months of just letting it do its thing, we finally arrive at Section 4, the summer harvest. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. This is when all that prep work pays off, and you get to pull up these beautiful homegrown bulbs of garlic. So how do you know it's time? Don't worry, your garlic plants will give you some really clear signals. The biggest clue is that the bottom few leaves will start to turn yellow and then brown. You'll also see the long green stems start to get a little soft and maybe even fall over. When you see that happening, stop watering for about a week to let the bulbs firm up for storage.
All right, when it's go time, don't just yank them out of the ground. You want to be gentle. Use a small garden fork to loosen the soil around the bulbs and then lift them out. Brush off any big clumps of dirt, but whatever you do, do not wash them with water. And now for the most important step after the harvest, curing. You need to hang the garlic somewhere dry with good airflow for about 2 to 4 weeks. This step is what develops that amazing flavor and makes it last for months. After they're cured, you can go ahead and trim the roots and stems.
Once your garlic is all cured, you've got to store it right to make it last. The perfect spot is somewhere cool, dark, and with good air circulation, like in a mesh bag in your pantry. A lot of people keep it on the counter, but a little pro tip? Storing it in the fridge can actually keep it fresh for several months. Just know it might start sprouting if you take it out and leave it at room temperature for a while.
And now, for the grand finale, the most delicious part of our entire journey, Section 5, Garlic in Your Kitchen. Let's look at a few super simple, low-calorie recipes so you can really celebrate the incredible flavor of your harvest.
First up is a recipe that lets that pure garlic flavor be the star of the show, roasted garlic. It is so easy. You just slice the top off a whole bulb, drizzle it with some olive oil, wrap it in foil, and then roast it until the cloves are all soft and caramelized. You can literally squeeze out the sweet, smoky paste. It's incredible on toast or mixed into sauces.
Next up, a classic that never fails. I'm telling you, making garlic bread with your own fresh garlic is a total game changer. Just spread some butter on your favorite bread, pile on a ton of finely minced garlic, and bake it until it's perfectly golden and crispy. It's simple, it's perfect, everyone loves it.
If you're looking for something really comforting, you have to try a hearty garlic soup. You just start by sautéing some onions and a very generous amount of your fresh garlic in olive oil. Then pour in some broth, let it all simmer and get happy, and then toss in whatever veggies you like until they're tender. It is just so good on a chilly night.
And finally, for a snack that is just dangerously good, you can make garlic fries. After you fry up your potatoes, here's the trick. While they are still piping hot, you toss them with salt, pepper, and a bunch of fresh minced garlic. The heat from the fries just barely cooks the garlic and releases all of that incredible aroma and flavor. And just like that, we've reached the end of our garlic journey. We've covered everything from why you should grow it to how to do it all the way to the dinner plate. So I guess the only question left is the one you see on your screen. Now that you know how simple it is and how delicious the rewards are you ready to plant your first clove?